Once upon a time, in the waters of the Salish Sea, lived a family of orca, wild, happy and free. Fathers, sons, mothers and daughters, swimming together, their home in these waters. Each day was spent jumping, playing and fishing, exploring the ocean together. But one orca was missing. Far, far away, 3,000 miles to be precise, swims one lonely orca in a tank just 4 times her size. Confined to this space, she lives here alone, but at just 20 feet deep. You can't call this a home. But how did she get here so far away from the sea? Exploited for entertainment, this whale is a victim of captivity. When Lolita was a baby, just 4 years old, she was torn from her mother, and to the marine park she was sold. From this historic kidnapping, she is the last to survive, as the other babies who were taken are no longer alive. Welcome to the Whale Bowl, America's smallest orca tank. For her imprisonment here, we have fellow humans to thank. 47 years later, will her sentence ever end? Alone now, but not always, as she once had a friend. A tank mate named Hugo. The pair were a sensation, performing together, drawing crowds from across the nation.
Hugo and his wife are 18 feet long and weigh 2 tons. In whale terms, that makes them youngsters, almost teenagers, and this may account for their readiness to learn. But it is a surprise, though, to know that they have a sense of humor. Although whales have a restricted diet, these two aren't complaining. The new complex was made to order for Hugo and Lolita, the water being regulated at a cozy 65 degrees, just right for killer whales. There's plenty of room for fun, and if they want to, they can even go for a spin. The commercial advantages of performing whales have been quickly seized upon. It's a good show tourists will travel miles to see. If whales can laugh, these killers are killing themselves.
But do not let this illusion fool you, for it is all just a show. The truth behind their story, I think you must know. Back, out of sight, where the public couldn't see, Hugo was going mad, driven crazy by captivity. Again and again he would hit his head on the side of the tank, stereotypical behaviour, until his mind simply went blank. A brain aneurysm was the cause of poor Hugo's death from the constant head impact until he took his last breath. 37 years later, almost every day of the year, Lolita performs so we humans can cheer. While her days seem endless, with no hope in sight, there are thousands of people fighting for Lolita's plight. This includes Howard Garrett, Ken Balcombe and Dr. Ingrid Visser, with an extensive retirement plan they are trying to give her. With consideration and care, Lolita would be lifted out of her cell, removed forever, never to return to the whale bowl hell. An ocean sea pen would become her new home, with rehabilitation and care, and plenty of space to roam. Forever her health and well-being we would continue to track, for it is hoped one day she will swim out and never turn back. And then, just maybe, if we dare to dream, Lolita will be found, back with her team, back in the ocean, back where she's from, back in the wild, and back with her mum. Today you would expect this orca to be free, the fairy tale ending of Lolita back in the sea. But I hate to burst your bubble, for this is sadly not the case. Lolita's owners refuse to move her, the star they cannot replace. So this story is not over, not until she is free. But that might take some time, as we are still fighting, you see.
Right now, this second,
she's still in the tank.
The size is illegal. It's just outrageous.
It's not right.
I've always felt very passionate about it.
We're taking the biggest predator of the ocean, you know, and we're dragging it kicking and screaming into a concrete tank.
We get put in captivity if we've done something wrong, if we've committed a crime. She's done nothing.
it's all about commerce, it's all about money.
And it's important to fight for her in London because there's companies in London that are profiting from her being in that captive situation.
My generation, we didn't know any better.
I watched Flipper, you know, I did all that, but going to see an animal in a tank, a light usually should switch on. Where do you think these orca come from? Where do these captive orca come from? You know, they don't just magically appear, they're taken from their natural habitat.
It's all about the people who don't know what they don't know, and we need to educate them somehow.
Don't support the seaquariums, don't support the sea worlds.
If you support one place, you're condoning another.
Find out the truth.
Sign petitions.
Just never buy a ticket.
Right on Facebook, and we can just educate our friends and family.
Lolita still calls out in the dialect that's unique to her family, and if that doesn't tug at your heartstrings, I don't know what does.
Falling profits, low attendance, and public outcry. Captivity is a dying trade, a fact you cannot deny. But until the concrete tanks are accepted no more, there is one final statistic you must not ignore. Lolita is just one of the 61 worldwide who, like her, currently have their freedom denied. Orcas do not belong in tanks. I hope this you can see. And we will not stop fighting. Not until each and every one is free.
With you, it all made sense. With you, there was nothing else. I would rush to your defense for everything that you do wrong. With you, I aimed to please, but you left me on one knee. Now this love sits home alone, wanting to be left alone.